Hello, sixth grade cowboys and cowgirls. This is your math lesson 2.1 on classifying rational numbers. So the first thing we need to know is that a rational number is any number that can be written as a over b, which means it can be written as a fraction. That's the thing you need to remember, where a and b are integers and b does not equal 0. So if it can be written as a fraction, it is a rational number. So example 1 says write each rational number as a over b. It says so we have 3 2/5, which is a mixed number. So convert the mixed number to a fraction. Remember what you do is you multiply here and then add here. So multiply there and add there. So we got 5 times 3 is 15. Then add the 2, you get 17, which you have here, and it's over the same denominator. So 17 over 5. 6/10 is just how you say it, 6 over 10. So 32 written as a fraction, any whole number, you can just put it over 1. So that's actually should be 32 over 1. And -7, again, any negative whole number, you can just put it over 1. So -7 over 1. All right, so here's some examples. It says write each rational number in a over b form or as a fraction. So again, any negative whole number, you just put it over 1. 31 hundredths, so 31 over 100. 4 5/9, remember you multiply here and then add there. 4 times 9 is 36, plus 5 is 41 over 9, same denominator. 62, you just put, again, any whole number, you put it over 1 to make it a fraction, so 62 over 1. Let's talk about classifying rational numbers. A Venn diagram is a visual representation used to show the relationships between groups. The Venn diagram below shows how rational numbers, integers, and whole numbers are related. So again, any rational numbers, any number that can be written as a fraction. An integer, that's whole numbers, positive and negative, including 0. Whole numbers is just the positive numbers, including 0. I mean, counting numbers would just be the positive numbers. So you may want to write that down, that rational numbers, any number that can be written as a fraction. Integers are positive and negative whole numbers, including 0. And whole numbers are positive whole numbers. They're all positive, but including 0, though. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. So example 2 says, place each number in the Venn diagram, then classify each number by indicating in which set or sets each number belongs. So the first number you have is 75, which is rational. It's also an integer. It's also a whole number, so it will go as a whole number. -3 is not a whole number, but it is an integer, so it goes here. 3/4 is not a whole number. It's also not an integer. It's a fraction. So again, any number written as a fraction can be rational, so it would go in that group. 35 hundredths, again, not a whole number or integer, but would go here under rational numbers. Okay, let's do some examples. So it says place each number in the Venn diagram, then classify each number by indicating in which set or sets it belongs. So 14 1/10, again, is not a whole number. It's not an integer, but it is rational because you can write it as a fraction. So this would be rational. Okay, 7 1/5. Again, it's not a whole number and it's not an integer, but it is rational. -8. It's not a whole number because it's negative, but it is an integer. So it would go in this spot, and it is an integer, and it is rational. 101. It is a whole number, integer, and rational, so it's all three. So whole, integer, rational. It's all three. Okay, Sarah and 4 friends are decorating picture frames with ribbon. They have 4 rolls of ribbon to share evenly. How does this situation represent division? Because you have 5 people, so you're going to divide the 4 rolls into 5 people. So you can write it as 4/5 or 4 divided by 5, or actually that would be that's how it would be represented as division. How much ribbon does each person receive? They would receive 4/5 of a roll. Write each rational number in the form a over b or as a fraction. So again, how do you say this number? 7/10. So it'd be 7/10. -29, again, any positive or negative whole number you can put over 1. 8 1/3. Again, you have to make this mixed number a fraction, so you got to multiply there, add there. So 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25 over the same denominator, so 25 over 3. Says place each number in the Venn diagram, then classify each number by indicating in which set or sets each number belongs. Okay, so -15. It's not a whole number because it's negative, but it is an integer and also rational. So integer, rational. 5 and 10/11ths, it's not whole, it's not an integer, but it is rational because it can be written as a fraction. So it would be rational. Okay, so that concludes our lesson on classifying rational numbers.